want to look at dividing fractions. When you're dividing fractions, it's very similar to multiplication. You're basically multiplying by an inverse. So in this first problem, what I mean by that means I'm going to take 2/3 and I'm going to multiply it by the reciprocal of 7/15, which is 15/7. I'm just flipping it upside down. And then I'm going to treat it as a normal multiplication problem. 2 times 15 is 30. 3 times 7 is 21. And 30 21ths, I can reduce that because it's basically a 3 times a 10 over a 3 times a 7. Clever version of 1. I'm left with a 10/7. And some of you may have saw that at this step where there was a 3 here and there was a 5 times a 3 there. And I could have done my cancellation there as well. 3/4 divided by 5. Well, what do? That 5, I can't flip that 5 upside down. Well, yes you can if you remember that that 5 is a 5 over a 1. So it's 3/4 times 1 over 5. The reciprocal of 5 is 1/5. Multiply across, 3 times a 1, 4 times a 5. And then there, that division problem is just 3/20. 4 3/4 divided by 1 1/2. All right, for you people that like mixed numbers, good luck. For you that like to work with improper fractions, the strategy is 6, that makes it a 19/4 divided by a 3/2. I just changed it to improper fractions. Now I'm going to turn it into a multiplication problem. I'm doing this all one step at a time. I hate doing multiple steps on each line. Please, as you're doing your practice problems, do one step at a time as you go through. And the reason is you're able to go back and look how you did problems after you forgot what you learned. Solving this out, I'm going to rewrite that as a 2 times a 2, which means I can cancel those 2's. So I'm left with a 19 times a 1 over a 2 times a 3, which is a 6. 19/6. Now, this may be the only time where I might encourage you to take an improper fraction and return it to a mixed number. Customarily, if the problem starts out as a mixed number, a lot of times some people prefer that your solution is returned to a mixed number. So you have to do your work in improper fraction world, but once you get to a solution, then you might be asked to return it back to a mixed number only because we started out with a mixed number. And if that's the case, then you return it to 3 1/6. And I'll let that slide. Not happy with it, but I'll let that slide.